Hey Megan, I'm Brittany Elise Young, but I prefer to go by either B or Brit. And the B from Brittany actually is from my dad's grandmother Betty, and the E for Elise actually is from my mom's grandmother Elizabeth. So I'm originally from East Brunswick, New Jersey, and am currently living in Mays Landing. And this is like a whole new thing for me because I am living alone for the very first time. So for undergrad, I went to the University of Arizona and I was a dance major. And through their program, I was introduced to Pilates and absolutely fell in love. So the year after I graduated, I was one of 12 people to be accepted into the Ron Fletcher teacher training program. So one of my biggest goals is to become the best occupational therapist that I can be. So in doing that, I know I have to break it down into steps and take it one day at a time, one class at a time, one assignment at a time. And by doing that, I definitely don't feel as overwhelmed, and I know that will be really important for my stress management. So I also tend to put school above everything else, and I know that for everything to function properly and for me to be my best self, I need to maintain my healthy habits that I've been working so hard to develop. And three of those includes continuing to eat well and working out every day and making sure I get enough sleep. I also am extremely hard on myself. So one thing that I would really love to work on is trusting myself and trusting my experience and trusting the process and enjoying the process every step of the way, even in those really high stress moments. And so I think one way that I can help stay on track for myself is to set daily goals and weekly goals. So every day after class, I am going to try to complete all of the weekly work for that class. And then this way I will have my weekends to work on projects and the readings. And so another thing that a goal of mine is to start getting involved in SOTA and in the OT community. I definitely am feeling very passionate about occupational therapy already, and I know being out in the field and talking to more people will only improve my understanding and deepen everything that I'm already learning. And so I would absolutely love to be a part of representing Stockton and also growing the occupational therapy community in New Jersey, or being a part of it. And lastly, a goal is also to improve on my writing skills and also my reading skills. Everything seems to take a very long time for me to complete, and I know I'm also very hard on myself, but I would really love to improve the speed and my reading comprehension because I do know that all of those things do make a difference, and those are skills that I've struggled with my entire life. So that is absolutely another goal of mine as well. I am also kind of nervous, but also I'm trusting all of you and the faculty. I'm just really curious how not being in person is going to affect my learning, especially knowing that I'm very kinesthetic and very hands-on. And so I do wonder about that. But I also, a big concern of mine is things take me a really long time. And sometimes I think, as I've noticed this past week, the assignments, I don't know how to just do them and not care and or go at a faster pace. And the same is true with the readings and my writing. And I'm grateful that I'm going to be working with Eddie, and so that definitely takes away a lot of my concerns, especially with APA and just trying to get the ball rolling with all of that. But I do wonder how I'm going to be able to get all the information and be able to comprehend, especially not or knowing that these readings take me a very, very long time. I do wonder, though, how I can, quote, get ahead, especially knowing how much time I'm realizing that these assignments take me to do, and especially knowing how long the readings take for me to complete. So I would love any tips or suggestions that you have, because I, of course, really do want to make sure that I'm understanding the material and understanding the readings, and because I know at the end of the day it's only going to help me. Of course, and another one at the end of the program is to pass my boards, because I know in the past standardized tests have been a huge struggle for me, and that, like, I definitely feel emotional talking about that, and also I just want to feel prepared, especially just given my standardized test history. So I'm trying not to think about that, and but I'm also trying to plan ahead. So if there are things like the medical terminology that you think or that would be helpful to, like, make flashcards, like, I want to do it now so then I have it so I can flip through it. So I do wonder about what things I can do, especially given how this curriculum is structured. What are tools that can help me feel as prepared as possible? And okay, so lastly, I know this is getting long, I'm really sorry, a good OT. So I feel as though a good OT just truly, like, just breathes like OT. That sounds so silly, but it is just so passionate about the work that they do, and why they do it, and helping others, and being a part of not just occupational therapy on a client scale, but in the community and in a macro, on a macro level as well, and will advocate for it. I think a good OT wants to make a difference, and I think that's different for everybody, but I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this profession, especially because it has so many, it can connect to so many different things, and I think that's why I love it for myself too, because it's taking every aspect of the things that I've always cared so much about and had so much passion for, and it's allowing me to combine all them together. So I think that's a huge important quality for an occupational therapist to have. Someone who's selfless and can advocate for their client when necessary, and always puts their client first, and understands their client and their client's needs, so they can really understand all of what makes them them, because no two people are alike, and that's definitely something I've learned over the years for sure. No two diagnoses or bodies move the same way, and that's really cool as well. But someone who understands the body and who understands movement individually and also together. And then I think someone who can read a room. Like, I think every environment calls for a different, quote, version of yourself. So know how to act in any given situation, because I think there are times to be fun and to be silly, and then there are times to really just be more serious and or compassionate, or like when you're advocating it, like you're speaking like from your heart, so you want to just, if you're you want to, but know when and where the appropriate places, I think is a really important quality as well. And a above all else, somebody who practices what they preach. So they know how to take care of their body and what's important for them, and that's on a personal level as well as a professional level. And I think that's something I do try. I struggle with, especially being a single person living alone. I definitely know that is currently something that I lack, but I know that family is important, and relationships are important, and really living that occupational balance. But yeah, really putting their health and wellness first, because how can somebody listen to the things that we're saying as occupational therapists if we're not showcasing those same things? And so I really do believe that that makes a difference. If you care about your body and your well-being, then you will absolutely be able to help others. And it's not necessarily just by what you say, but it's about the image that you're presenting and how you're presenting yourself. So thank you, and yeah.